25. I feel like these are the things you absolutely need to consider when you're dating over 50. Why? Because when you're dating at 20, when you're dating at 25, 30, I feel like it's different. Now, not to say that these life circumstances don't happen at 25 and 30, and unfortunately, sometimes they do, right? And unfortunately, sometimes life just ain't freaking fair. And unfortunately, sometimes life just ain't freaking fair. But as we get older, right, I feel like we all need to take dating seriously. Especially as we age, y'all, you have to consider a few things. If this is the first time to my channel, y'all, I am The Mindful. I'm a relationship coach and published author.
I hope this camera keep going.
No, we're gonna
This is not true. This is not, doesn't.
You just saying anything now. Right.
Mindful. I'm a relationship coach and published author. Ooh, the sun is sunning, ain't it? If you single out here and you struggling and you tired of online dating, y'all join one of my free webinars, and I'm giving them live. So if you have a question, you're more than welcome to pop on and join, and I will see you in the chat. But
Listen to Auntie on this one. I would not steer you wrong.
When you take advice from a woman, literally do the complete opposite of whatever she says.
I am doing these free webinars live. So when we're out here dating and we're looking for a potential partner, right? Especially as we age, y'all, you have to consider a few things. And let's go over those few things. You have to look at how they take care of other people, men and women, when their child is going through something, right? Because a lot of us have adult children. I have adult children. They're grown. I'm paying attention to how my person cares for their children. If they write them off and be like, well, they grown, they gonna do what they want to do, and I'm done, it's a wrap, I'm not gonna help them, I'm gonna make them struggle, I'm gonna do that. And I'm not saying they need to do any and everything for their child. What I am saying is, if they leave their child to fend for themselves, and when that child is in the thick of it and they need the help and they need the support, because let's be honest, it's hard out here. It's hard out here. Because let's be honest, it's hard out here. It's hard out here. So if that's the case and they aren't there for their child, I don't know if that's somebody you want to be with long term. Because as we get older, y'all, let's be very clear. You're probably going to need someone to be there for you. Think of even the procedures, a colonoscopy. You need a ride, right? Like I just had an endoscopy a couple of weeks ago, right? I needed a ride, right? I needed someone to be put down for my just in case of emergency. You want to make sure that that person is there for you, and not, let's say, because somebody who's fickle with their own children, and I'm talking about children that they've raised, right? The people who are fickle with their own children, they might be fickle with you. So they get mad at you or about something and they say, you know what, I'm not going to go with you to your appointment. Huh?
Where is she getting this idea that she'd even make a good partner?
I know people who do that. I know people who do that. Okay, I've seen it. I actually experienced that before, way a long time ago when I was younger. But I did absolutely experience that before, and that is honestly, that's the worst type of person. But those type of people do exist. So you need to pay attention to the dynamic. How are they with their current parents? Because as we're older, I'm about 50 years old. I am blessed to still have my mom and dad. I am blessed, right? If my mom and dad needs me, I'm there, right? And I'm talking, for the most part, I'm not talking where moms and dads had kids locked up in a closet and fed them noodles through a straw underneath the door. I'm talking to the average person who had a mother, who had a father, right? Moms and dads had kids locked up in a closet and fed them noodles through a straw underneath the door. In a closet and fed them noodles through a straw underneath the door. I'm talking to the average person who had a mother, who had a father, right? I'm talking to that person. How are they with their parents, in their time of need, in their old age? Y'all gotta pay attention to these. If they aren't that great, why would you want to select them as your partner? Another thing that you need to consider how they handle their affairs. You should not get with somebody, let's be honest, you should not get with somebody. You definitely should not marry somebody, because marriage is a legally binding contract. body, because marriage is a legally binding contract. You definitely should not marry somebody who has their own personal affairs in disarray. So something happens to you, and you're expecting them to see your plan through. You're expecting them to handle your estate and all that. How they gonna handle your estate? How are you going to even trust them to do that when they can't even handle their own affairs? Pay attention to that, because that is huge. If they, are handling their bills, they're getting those paid, they're making sure that things are covered.
This is why my next book I'm writing right now is on the mental health of menopausal women, because we're struggling. If you live with a 43-year-old woman, you're going to experience she's great. Next day, you're going to be like, who are you? That's because her estrogen is on a roller coaster ride. Little things are going to irritate us like they've never irritated us before. And you might be the recipient of that.
I don't want to be that guy.
We need to have more love brought our way, because we just can't handle stress the same way. From 40 till about 55. Our moods are all over the place during that time. So understanding where we're at, having more compassion for us, not taking us on, will be so helpful.
It's going to be a no for me, dog. Keep it up, though.
But we don't even understand our own selves.
Lots of things wrong when it comes to women.
Those paid, they're making sure that things are covered, then they should be able to handle your affairs, right? And that goes to, okay, I shouldn't have to say this, but if they sneaky and they stealing and they money hungry, y'all better have a plan. I'm just saying, y'all better have a plan, because I have seen the ugly, and I know y'all have seen it too, the most ugly people that they come out, or the ugliness in people come out after Big Maul, Big Paul, whomever pass away. And the people you think that were not money hungry, greedy, the people you did not think they were like that, all of a sudden those characteristics come out. I think it's terrible. I've seen it happen way too many times, y'all. So if you don't have your will set up, if you don't have plans, if you don't have a trust, whatever, y'all get that set up ASAP, okay? Y'all don't stop playing around. If you don't have life insurance, stop playing around, y'all. Go get those things taken care of, okay? If you're in your 20s and 30s, still get it taken care of. Get a trust set up, because life is lifing out here. And don't nobody want to be held up in probate trying to make sure that your stuff is taken care of, right? Okay, so I digress. Another thing to pay attention to while you're out here dating. This was huge for me. When I was out here, y'all huge for me. When I was out here, y'all going on all these dates, this was huge for me. It may seem so petty, but it's not. I paid attention to your diets. I 100% did. I remember, and I told the story before, but I'm gonna tell it again. I was going out with some guy, and let me just say, this was years ago. His diet was terrible, and it turned me 100% off. Even though we were in our lower 40s, eating a lot of sugar for breakfast every morning. And I said, you know what? This particular person is going to come up with health issues, have a big
That's why a lot of them can't keep a man around. Okay, because once you deal with them outside of fucking, then it's like she figures that, since she's been through a lot and she's a tough, independent woman, that I have standards and my standards are here. And if you do not touch these standards, you have no chance with my pussy. And then they're just so incredibly difficult to get with. You're like, fuck it, I don't even want to fuck you anymore. They get stuck in this endless trap of all the men I want don't want me and or are already married, or the men who want me, I don't want them. So they end up like stuck in the middle.
By the time they hit 40, they want the whole world. But you 40, like you ain't worth the whole world no more. You was worth that 20 years ago. By the time they hit 35, they say, you better come up with XYZ. Like, you ain't worth XYZ. And they be bad. Like, it's so sad. But I'm glad. Bars. Their lifespan is a comedy show, to be honest about it, man. It's brutal to say, but it is. And it's funny. The reason it's so funny is because when they're on top, They don't care about you at all. You can just roll. You can literally roll down.
A person is going to come up with health issues, have a big protruding belly too, right? We know that people who have extra meat up here in the chest and the stomach, they're most likely to be on the CPAP machine. Okay, so I looked at all that. I considered all that. If I'm out here living a healthy lifestyle, I damn sure want my partner to live a healthy lifestyle. That goes to men and women. I take care of yourselves. Now, if you're mobile, if you can move around every day, if you could take some extra steps every day, do it. If you need to lift weights, do it. Do it, do it. While God has given you the ability to move, then move. Stop taking that stuff for granted. If you can get up from your chair, I know you're grinding, I'm grinding too, we're working hard, I get it. But if that's all you do, your body will disintegrate. That sedentary lifestyle will age you faster than your diet will, right? So please, y'all, take care of yourself so you don't have to rely on somebody else to take care of you. So again, I was looking at this person like, oh, he's gonna need a nurse wife because he's not taking care of himself, right? And so therefore, I knew I wasn't gonna sign up for that mess. And I know.
Hey, my mic was on mute for some reason. That sucks. I'm surprised nobody said anything. So I've just been talking to myself. I've been talking to myself. Can you hear me now? That sucks. I've been talking to myself for how long? Hold on, I'm about to blame y'all. I've been talking to myself for 30 minutes and y'all ain't tell me? I'm blaming this on y'all. I'm not taking none of the heat for this. I don't know how the fuck that happened, man. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know how that happens. I'm hoping y'all can hear me now. Fuck, man. This is all y'all fault. This is all y'all fault. You know what? All right, I got to get on my game. I got to get on my game. What I'm going to do. Feel like a moron, guys. I'm sorry. I'm humbled. I'm humbled. I'm kind of mad. I'm kind of mad. All right, I got to get on my game. I'm just shocked nobody the video worked. Oh, the video worked. I mean, yeah, I get it. I would say if y'all don't hear me talk, I don't know. I don't know what the rule is. It's my fault. I'm just fucking with y'all trying to blame y'all. Uh I gotta make sure that as soon as I come on, I need to make sure the mic working every time. I need to verify on my end. So wow. Well, shit happens. Let's get back to it. Um
I know a lot of women don't want to sign up for that, right? So we got to do our best to take care of ourselves, the things that are within our control, because sometimes, again, life be life and things don't be in our control. But what you put in your mouth, how much you move your body for the day, that's 150% in your control. I mean, unless you're watching me from prison. But okay, but still, even in prison, you know, they let y'all asses out on the yard, get out there, you know, when you can, and exercise. I don't care if you jump in circles, but all I'm saying is,
this sound like a pleasant woman to be around or talk to. I mean, I got her sped up a little bit, but she's just as annoying at regular speeds. Like, she just seems like an obnoxious woman. And it's sad when women are this old and they're still blaming their. She might be with somebody, but she was single like at least a year ago if she is with somebody, and she was talking about her dating woes. What's sad is a lot of these women, even at these advanced ages, don't realize they're the problem. They still find, oh, he ate too much cereal in the morning, and you like, what the? You're the problem, man. You're the fucking problem.
Take care of yourselves, and as we get older, y'all cut back on the BS. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I used to be Monday night footballing and eating pizza. Shit, you think I eat pizza right now? Not without having diarrhea for 3 days. Like, it's like you can't do the things you used to do, and that's fine. That's
Nasty bitch.
Classy, be mindful. Real classy. Talking about eating pizza and getting diarrhea. I really do need to. I mean, my diet is. It's bad. The weekends I be eating fast food and fucking DoorDash. I look. I don't eat the worst. I mean, I do eat the worst on the weekends at times, but like, but fuck. What was I about to say? I eat more vegetables than I've ever eaten. You know, and I'm more conscious of what I'm eating than I've ever been. Even if I, say fuck it and still eat some bullshit anyway. Yeah, this is Anita and Tracy number 3. It's a trio. No, well, I don't think we're gonna be going over her content all the time. Ism is in here, and he loves our content. He shits on our content, but he loves our content because he comes back multiple times. So, Ism, what is it that you like about my channel? Because even though you shit on this channel every time you come in the chat, you have to like something about it, or you wouldn't keep coming. I run into channels I'm not interested in all the time, and I just never go back. If I feel like they consistently saying bullshit, I just never come back. So maybe y'all can help me in the chat and figure out what Ism likes about my channel so much. Oh, that's what I was gonna look up. I really want to go over that shit was crazy, bro. I really want to go over this Love is Blind episode. I mean, I don't know. I guess I could do it on Rumble if I find somewhere where I could view it. Let's see. Love is Blind season 9 episode 6. Shout out to Rico. I haven't seen Rico in here before, so shout out to Rico. Appreciate it. Can you say how old you are and how long you've been watching the channel? And if you're single, Rico, or you can tell me to go fuck myself. I wish I could. 2 weeks ago. We're gonna have to figure something out, family. I gotta figure out a way to go over TV shows with y'all, man. I got to. I mean, I guess I could sign into the app or whatever, but oh, Sheila, I guess you didn't hear me because my mic was on mute. Did you ever hear back from that guy? I won't ask again, but I'm just curious. We gotta figure out how to watch TV shows.
part of aging. That's part of growth. So just take care of yourselves. That's another thing I paid attention to when I was out here choosing partners. So besides those tips, y'all, on what y'all need to look at when dating and what you need to consider, y'all look in the mirror and make sure you represent all of those things. Okay, make sure you're a person of integrity. Make sure you're a person of responsibility. Make sure you're a person of good standing health. Like, those are things that we need to all be doing. And if you need accountability and someone to really help you and guide you and mold you, y'all attend one of my free webinars. Okay, let me help you, because
That sounds like a fun idea. I should go do that. No.
one of my free webinars. Okay, let me help you, because I have a coach, and I'm gonna tell you, my coach.
Oh snap! She did hear from him. Oh, Rico is new. Rico is really new, y'all. Everybody welcome Rico. He's 38 and he's married. That's interesting. A married man in the chat. I don't know. Do we have any married men other than I'm trying to think, is anybody that I see on the regular in my chat married? Damn, somebody got to be married that watching my shit or watch my lives. I feel like we got a family of about 20, 25 people who come in and out on the lives, give or take from time to time. Hey, let me ask y'all something. Do y'all find it suspicious that I got 10,000 subscribers and we can only essentially get 25 max people watching the live stream? Oh, anyway, Sheila said, yes, I did. He apologized after hearing from the doctors what was going on with his dad. Oh, so his dad was going through something medical. Hmm. Oh, Kevin Murray, you're married? Okay, I'm not gonna ask y'all about y'all wives. Is that a line too far? I mean, I'm not trying to ask the personal business of y'all wives, but would y'all be scared to say, wait, oh, Sheila's saying that is suspicious. I mean, yeah, we can only get 25 people. I feel like I should at least be able to get 100 people, but I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's a conspiracy. Maybe just people don't like me. But um, okay, I don't think this is a line too far. Uh, so I'm gonna assume Kevin Murray is married. I think that's what he said yes to, or he might be saying yes to. It's suspicious that we can only get 25. We can only get 25 people in the live stream max. Okay, Enrico said I could ask him anything. Okay, that's dope. Sheila says I was a hospice nurse, but I guess it's better to hear it from the doctor. Okay, y'all can see how that was a little touchy. If it was some type of medical issue and you spoke on it and it triggered him. So I got a couple questions. Well, okay, so Sheila, are y'all back on good standings? Did you think that was a red flag, black flag deal breaker? Or where we at, Sheila? Where we at with it? So then my question for Rico is a simple question, Rico. Are you happily married? Because you can be the light that shines on this live stream, you know? I'm sure Ism would respect that you're married and if you have something positive to say about it, if he's still here. Or maybe he just dropped by to hate and then bounce. Which is very interesting as well. But yeah, I guess my question, Rico, is are you happily married?
Just drastically improves my mindset, my life, my love life, my work life. Oh my gosh, my business life. Like I can't even see and tell you. I have 2 coaches actually. Because here's the thing: you have more years behind you than you do ahead of you if you were around my age. And those are years that your good coochie years are going, your good dingling years, they're going by.
Is this camera on me? Yes. That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Okay, your good Gucci years is going. Ma'am. See, so you even just admitted your good C years are going, or look, they're probably gone. But you still want Mr. Point 5. Tell me how that worked, V. I need answers, V. So I guess Sheila says she's back on talking terms with the guy. Um I guess I'm curious if you care to speak on. Okay, Rico says he's happily married. So shout out to Rico. He's proof. And I don't think he would lie. I mean, I'm assuming he would tell the truth if he wasn't happily married. I don't think she can see this stream. I don't think he's worried about that. So look, we have proof that, you know, there's men out there who are happily married. And I always say that. I don't know if I always say it, but I try to mention it from time to time that, there are people who are happily married and shout out to them. Um. Okay. Well, what's your secret, Rico? What is your secret to a happy marriage? What's the secret sauce, man? Everybody's trying to figure it out. Also, how long have you been married? How long have you been married, and what's the secret sauce to staying happy? I don't know if I said this already. My mind is going. I don't get much sleep. What, Sheila? How much of a red flag was it? What happened? I mean, I know he apologized, but do you fully forgive him? Are you moving with caution now? Are you skeptical? How do you feel, Sheila, if you care to share about that whole debacle and how you move forward and how it plays a part in how you move forward? Or was that his first major strike? One more strike, he out? Like, give me some details.
To if they're already not gone, and you're wasting time still sitting there trying to figure things out on your own and not realizing, like, okay, well, where can I meet more eligible bachelors and bachelorettes? Why aren't I attracting better options?
Let's Sheila says she doesn't hold grudges. I mean, that's good. That's good to not hold grudges. Um, so how long did he go without speaking to you? I'm gonna give my opinion on it. I'm gonna give my opinion on it. Wait, the mic drop. I'm lost. That explains. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right, X. Um, I'm gonna give my unwarranted opinion, Sheila. In chat, y'all give y'all unwarranted opinion too. For y'all who know what we talking about. I guess if you don't know what we talking about, I'll leave y'all out the loop with the Sheila situation. But I got a quick question before I speak on the Sheila situation. How long did he go without talking to you, Sheila? How long did he go without talking to you? Really, what I would like to know, Sheila, you said something about a medical issue, and I'm not. We don't need the details of what happened with his dad, but you said something about a medical issue. So did you give? I want you to tell us without telling us. I don't want you to, violate HIPAA. But I just, I just want to know. Did you give him? I think you told us what you said. You said give him some grace or something. Give your father some grace. Is there any way you could tell us what happened without telling anybody's business, or because that's gonna help me give my opinion? He got mad at you, essentially cussed you out, essentially without maybe cussing. S- But in so many words, cussed you out and told you get out of here. I don't want to hear from you. Or you could correct me where I'm getting it wrong. And then he went a week without speaking to you. Now T Orlando know the game, so I'm curious what T Orlando think about this situation. I'm pretty sure you remember this situation, T Orlando, if you were in that live. He blew up on her. He blew up on her because she told him to give his dad some grace. That's just that's a weird thing to me. He blew up on her, essentially cussed her out, and went a week without talking to her because she told him to give his father some grace. That shit ain't adding up to me. That just don't add up to me. So Rico says, I have been married for about 7 years and you have to be willing to sacrifice for each other. Okay. You're at the 7 year, what do they call it? I'm not gonna say anything negative, but you're at the 7 year, what do you itch? So yeah, 7 years is legit. 7 years is definitely legit. That's nothing to scoff at. 7 years is nothing to scoff at, Rico. Um, it's to Orlando. Um, I've been married for 7 years. How long have you known your wife in total, if you don't mind, Rico? How long have you known her in total? And also, another question, if you can answer. Mm, What race are you? Oh, Rico makes it seem like you're not a white. Doesn't probably not a white man. But I'm just curious, Rico. What race are you, and what race is your wife? So you've been married since you were 31. Okay, okay. So yeah, what race are you? What race is your wife? How long have you known your wife? This is too many questions. And so, damn, I'm getting my questions confused. How long have you known your wife? What race are you and your wife? And how old is your wife? If you can keep all that combobulated in your brain. You can't. Let's keep going.
A few years ago, I had a woman come to me who was 67 years old, 67. We had a conversation and she was talking about she was still a side piece and that he was still telling her he was going to leave his wife. Y'all, she was 67 years old.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Okay, I'm back. I'm hoping y'all can hear me. So Rico says I've known my wife for 11 years and we're both black. So he's known his wife since he was 27. They're both black. And I'm assuming she's the same age as you, Rico. I forgot what other questions I've had. They're both black. Known her since he was 27. He knew her for 4 years before they married. That's a good time to vet. Let me see what you really about for 4 years before I pop this question. That was smart. Smart man. Um Hey, okay, you said I could ask you anything. Obviously, you can tell me to go F myself at any point. Uh so my two-part question is now listen to my supporters listening. Specifically T Orlando, but everybody. Whatever Rico says, please don't hold it against him. He's being candid. We're not roasting. We're not doing any of that. Okay, his wife is a little younger than you. His wife is 35. Okay. So you met your wife when she was about 24 and you were 27. So you just based on what I teach on my channel, you just hit the buzzer beater before she turned like 25, 26. You had just hit the buzzer beater. Obviously, I'm not talking about your wife. I don't know your wife, but on this channel, we preach after about 25. I tell my supporters never marry a woman you met after 25. So you hit the buzzer beater. Not that you was going by my philosophy. But what else was I gonna ask? Oh, this is what I want to know. And this may be digging too much. Are you a full provider, Rico? Do you fully provide? Or do you and your wife go 50-50? That may be too intrusive. And I totally respect if you don't want to answer that. Let me speak on I think we're gonna go over the Rumble and go over a Kendra. And I need to figure out how to sign in to Netflix. Cause I gotta go over that one episode. It was just too much to go over. Who do I got watching on Rumble? Nobody's watching on Rumble. Great. Um
You know, I know as a child of God and as a follower of Christ, I'm not supposed to be involved sexually with someone that is not my husband. But because I had been so starved of affection, and I was, and I'm going to be transparent, I went ahead and.
Okay. Rico is a full provider. Rico is a full provider. All right. Real man. Um, that's what's up. That's what's up. Um, yeah, a lot of men want to be the provider. I get it. I get it. Okay, the last question that I can think of that I'll ask: would you say that you have a submissive wife, Rico? Can you say in good faith, like, yeah, I got a submissive wife? He defer to you? Does she? I like Jesse Lee Peterson when he would have couples on. He would always say, "Do you obey your husband?" And everybody would always start scrambling. Actually, there was a recent guest on Jesse Lee Peterson. It was a woman, and she had no problem with just saying, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I obey my husband." And it blew me away that a woman in 2025 would say that. Rico, never mind T Orlando. Rico, never mind T Orlando. But yeah, that's the question, man. That's the true flex, Rico. You said you're happily married, and I believe you. You're a full provider. So, in my opinion, with your provision, oh, that's what's up. Oh, I guess I didn't ask if you guys had kids. Um, yeah, yeah, Mr. Cut. Yeah, Mr. Cut. T Orlando jumping ahead of the game. Um, how many kids do you guys have? I don't need to know any more details about the kids. I'll leave the kids out of it. But I'm just curious, since you said something about your daughter. How many kids do you guys have? Mm. But yeah, I believe Rico. I believe you deserve submission, especially being a full time provider. That's just my humble opinion. I guess I'm kind of curious. How can I put this? I guess it's easy for people who are happily married to watch my content and not take it a certain way because they're coming from a certain a particular perspective. If they're happily married, they don't mind me roasting chicks because they like I'm not like that or my wife not like that. So you know I don't mind hearing ratchet, evil women get roasted. So I guess that's the perspective of married people who respect my content. Um, yeah, never mind T Orlando for now. I guess I'll give my perspective on providing. I just, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a situation where I would provide. Okay, Rico said, "Hell yeah." The answer to the question of is his wife submissive? Oh, you got 3 kids? That's what's up. You got 3 kids. Okay, I respect it. That's you got a family of 5 there. That's what's up. I really do respect it. And never mind real shit. Um, well, hey, I don't got nothing to say. I don't think I got any more questions. If you got a submissive wife, you got 3 kids, that's what's up, bro. That's all I can say. That's all I could ask for. She gave you 3 kids and she's submissive. That's all we really want from women. That's all we ask for. I mean, that's all most of us ask for. Give us a couple kids, be submissive. Now, let me talk about providing real quick. We might go over the Rumble. I don't know. I was thinking about going over to Rumble to go over a Kendra. We might do it, depending on how I feel in a couple of minutes. We definitely got to figure out how to go over this one episode of Ready to Love though. Even if I gotta buy a subscription to Netflix to do it. So providing. Okay, first and foremost, it depends on how much money I'm making, obviously. If I'm making even if I'm making, let's just say 100K, that's 70K after tax. I'm not fully providing on 70K after tax. I'm just not. You you need to bring something to the table. I mean, it I'm struggling here. I'm struggling here. We'll get back to y'all. Depends on a couple of different factors too. Obviously, how much money I'm making. Is she raising kids at home? You know? Definitely get the concept of not wanting to provide, especially these days. Let's go over the Rumble real quick. Let's go over the so let me put the Rumble link in the chat. Let me put the Rumble link in the chat. What up, Mr. Cut? Thanks for coming over to Rumble. You don't have to sign up to Rumble. You don't have to sign up to Rumble. All you gotta do is click the link and watch. So it's no extra work other than clicking the link and watching. Link is in the description. Yeah, I don't like the idea of providing either unless she's at home raising the kid. That's definitely the stipulation. I just put it that way. She has to be at home raising my child for me to even consider it. Put it like that. And I'll say this. I'm definitely not providing for a lifetime. Once that kid get 12, 13 and can watch themselves, yeah, it's time for you to start contributing. But also, I think it depends on what our history was before we ever even had a kid. How long were we together before, like, you know what I mean? Like, do we have 5 or 6 years of history before we had our first kid to where you was tested and proven and vetted? And I saw what it was like living with you for 2 or 3. Well, I would have to see that anyway before I put a kid in a bitch. I would have to see what it's like to live with her for at least 3 or 4 years first. And she would definitely be contributing 50-50 until we have a kid. No question. So yeah, we're gonna go over to Rumble. Link is in the chat. So yeah, I'm headed over there now. And I'll catch everybody else on the flippity flip. I'm sorry for the debacle. I'm sure nobody will be watching the replay because couldn't even fucking hear me. Should just put it in the membership paywall, but fuck it, I'll leave it up because it's a ghetto channel. All right, out. YouTube out. Hit the link on Rumble to watch me on Rumble. Now that none of Kendra's